here today kind of protesting about everything that's kind of going on at the moment, kind of the whole jigsaw puzzle, about all of the varying different aspects and how we are as a society very quickly losing our kind of right to choose, our freedoms. I think one of the biggest things that over the last kind of 18 months that people, for some of us, people haven't been given enough information to make their own choices. People have been given a very one-sided argument. The BBC are quite simply a megaphone for the government, that people haven't been given enough information to make their own choice. And then kind of behind the scenes of that, under the umbrella of this pandemic that's supposedly killing everybody, that under this pandemic so many things under so-called emergency measures are being kind of pushed through behind the scenes, that and the government are continuing to disobey their own rules, their own protocols, their own timelines, and are discussing various different things like the Human Rights Act, the Crime and Sentencing Bill, whereby they are discussing people's right to protest, people's right to freedom of speech. And freedom of speech is just literally disappearing out the window faster than people probably realise. Even throughout this, the kind of the whole so-called pandemic, that anybody who has dared to speak out or speak up or give their opinions or give evidence, anybody who has dared to speak up and speak out has quite simply been shut down and shut up. And that's really so wrong. In the 21st century, wars have been fought for people's freedoms, and the whole thing that people can't have an opinion, people can't have that freedom of speech, or now they're going to threaten to fine you, threaten to throw you in jail. This is the 21st century, and then part of this is, again, it's about people's choices. The fact, and it's absolutely disgusting, that they can vote this last week, that they can vote that for mandatory vaccinations. Mandatory, that's the word. They can vote that it's okay for those mandatory vaccinations to happen. They can vote and agree to passports. That you, as an individual, you have got to toe the line. Without this passport, you're not going to get in here. Without this, you're not going to do this. Without this, you're not going to do that. And again, all it's going to do is just going to create a massive discrimination. And that is exactly what it is. This is the 21st century. It's discrimination, and so much is so very, very wrong. And what I would really like is and it is, as my banner says, it's for people to have the truth. It's for people to be given both sides of an argument fairly, rightfully, and for people to make their own decisions. Even now, let's put it all of it, everything that's going on at the moment, and I'm not saying right and wrong, but everything at the moment, let's put it to scientific debate. Let's discuss it, let's have a democracy, let people have the information, and then let accurate decisions happen. Because what's happening at the moment, it's kind of underlying, people don't know what's going on in laws, but yet they continue to do whatever they want, and nobody can hold them responsible. All we have is this. All we have is the right to protest. And this is our way to say to you, the establishment, you're wrong. What you're doing is wrong. You're abusing your positions, you're abusing your power, and all we have is this right to protest. And then you still think that you can debate that and take that away from us. It's the 21st century, and what's going on is wrong, and somebody somewhere needs to stop. And it isn't just this government, this is global at the moment. But it's wrong. You know what, trust nobody, don't trust me, trust nobody, question everything. Time and time again, people in positions of power have abused it. History says that, and history is going to repeat itself. I can't even say to you, do your own research, because one of the biggest problems is that you almost can't do that because your Googles are controlled. And this is where it should go to debate. let people have that ability to do their own research, give people two sides of an argument, but trust nobody, do your own research and come up with your own conclusions and your own answers. And if people choose to have the vaccination, that's fine. And if people choose not to have their freedom, that's fine. That is their choice. But I want my freedom. I want my normal life. I don't want to be stored out here arguing against the establishment. And they all lived happily ever after. But yeah, trust nobody, question everything.